hello, you joined us. That's great. I'm excited to share a story with you. I'm Santa. You can call me Sanny, though, if you want. I'm glad I had a moment because, truth be told, I'm usually busy. You know, all that stuff they say about me checking my list, checking it twice, it's true. Sometimes even 3 times. Why not? It's fun. I like looking over the names, but I'm a busy guy. I like to see what's going on. So it's true. I'm very, very busy. Oh, it might surprise you. I still make snow angels. They're just the greatest. I love the snow. North Pole, we got tons of it. Just to make a few snow angels in between some really long reading spells. And sometimes I just stare and completely forget where I am, and then, the missus has to come, rescue me out of this state of complete nothingness. Where was I? Oh, yeah, you're here to hear the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Well, you came to the right guy, let's just be honest. I know a lot about this character, it's true. I know him very well. But a lot of people don't really know Rudolph. They don't really know that much about him. They don't know, what he really looks like or what's going on. They just don't. They don't see him every day. They think he looks like this, okay? This is cute. This is a common cartoon drawn by people who, let's be honest, they've never seen Rudolph, not even once. How do they know? How do they know he looks like this? Come on. Or they think he looks like this. Strong and noble and brave. Yes, leading the sleigh with a red nose. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Yep, they've never seen Rudolph in real life. Before we show you, you might want to put anything you're eating or drinking down. Okay, that's just this liability issue. We just want to make sure everyone's safe because... you're about to find out. Oh, man. I don't know if you're ready. Are you even ready to see? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna show them to you, but don't eat anything while you're looking. I don't want you to. Yeah, I don't want anything bad to happen. Okay, here he is. All right, you've been warned. Here he is. Here's Rudolph. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, this is my pal. He's. People like to make him look cute or noble or strong. He's kind of a mangly fella, but he's nice. He's friendly-like, He's a real pal. Listen. Here's Rudolph. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All right, you wanted to see him, okay? All right, we're ready for our story. Let me just text the missus real quick and just let her know I'm going to be busy for just a little bit sharing this story with y'all. I love text messaging. I got a smartphone probably 7 years ago, and I just upgraded last year. Really impressed. Really enjoy it. I just love the texting. I need to teach the reindeer how to do this. That would make all of our lives way more simple, but the hooves, I showed it to Rudolph, and he was just like, so we're gonna have to wait on that. The story of Rudolph. More enthusiasm. The story of Rudolph. The story of Rudolph. Rudolph's story. Let's move on. You may already know this or you may not, but there are 5 elements in every story. It doesn't matter what the story is about, every single story has 5 elements. Can you say 5 elements? 5 elements. Every story has 5 elements. We are going to need all 5 elements to tell the story of Rudolph, trust me. Ooh, those beady eyes. I woke up one time. Oh, the eyes were right there. I was like, Rudolph. Oh, don't do that again, please. Please, that was really bad. The first element of a story is the setting. The setting, and you might be wondering, what does the word setting mean? What is the setting? Well, the setting is when and where the story takes place. That's pretty important to know. You need to understand the setting to understand the story. You have to know where it takes place and when it takes place. That's the setting. The setting is when and where the story takes place. So, the setting of the story of Rudolph. What is the setting? Remember, the setting is when and where the story takes place. So what's the setting for the story of Rudolph? So, when did it take place? A long time ago. I hate to be vague, but it's true. I don't really know. I don't remember, okay? Things escape my mind. And the setting doesn't have to be real specific. It doesn't have to be a specific year, okay? A long time ago is when this story happened, so that's part of the setting. Where it took place is easy. It took place in the South Pole. Just kidding, just kidding. It took place in the North Pole, not far from where I live, actually. And the morning I met him, I'm going to be honest with you, I had some Hot Pockets. They're very tasty, the breakfast kind. Ooh, they're really good. I love the Mrs. cooking, but sometimes, just got to pop that in the microwave, the Christmas wave there, and woo! I was ready to meet him. The setting, when and where, a long time ago, in the North Pole. Now, the second element of a story are the characters. The characters. So what are the characters? Well, the characters are the people, or animals in this case, that are in the story. They're the ones that are in the story. Now, most stories have two types of characters. There are the main characters, which in the story of Rudolph is Rudolph and myself, Santa Claus. Yeah, I'm one of the main characters in this story, which is why I know so much about it, right? Rudolph and myself, Santa Claus. Good old Santy, we're the main characters. The main characters are the most important of the characters to the story. They're the most important characters. They're the main characters. Then there are the secondary characters. The secondary characters are the characters that are not at the center of everything that's going on with the story, but they still have a special part to play. They're not the main characters, they're secondary characters. It's still good they're there. And why are these reindeer, the other reindeer are the secondary characters, why are they in the road? Oh my goodness. I tell you, first they didn't like Rudolph, and now they're putting their own lives in danger. Now, this is interesting. Rudolph first appeared in a book written in 1939. Robert May finally blew the lid on this story. He wrote this book, and it was released to the public. I didn't know he was going to write it. I don't know Robert May, but he did a good job of telling the story. So in 1939, the story of Rudolph was finally shared in a book. Now that book features only myself, Santa, Rudolph, and the other reindeer. There are no other characters in this book. Of course, there are other versions too of the story of Rudolph. Other versions feature weird elves, talking snowmen, and an abominable snow monster. We're focusing on the story of the original. Robert didn't get it all, but Robert May did a really good job of capturing this story, especially since he did not even interview me. He didn't interview me. I saw the book came out. I said, listen, I'm one of the main characters. You give me a call. We have phone service in the North Pole. You could have reached me, Robert. Alright, well anyway, we're focusing on Robert's story from this book, okay? The first original book of Rudolph, because he did a pretty good job. So, the main characters, myself and Rudolph, we're the characters that the story is mainly about. The story revolves around us, okay? And then They're the secondary characters, which in our story are the other reindeer, the reindeer that weren't so nice to Rudolph, okay? Those are the secondary characters. They still have a special part to play, but the story is not centered around them. They're secondary characters. Now remember, there are 5 elements in every story. We've only talked about 2 of them. So the 5 elements of a story, we've already talked about the first element and the second element. The first element, setting. The second element, characters. Now I still have to share the final 3 elements of the Rudolph story. The plot, the problem, and the solution. But don't worry, Sandy's got it covered, okay? I got it covered. They're all interconnected and related, and I'm going to show you. But listen, just consider this an early Christmas gift from me, Santa. Now, the plot is what happens in the story. Pretty simple. The plot is what happens in the story. The problem and solution are parts of the plot. So, all 3 of these elements, the plot, the problem, and the solution, are interconnected. The problem and the solution are just parts of the plot, and the plot is what happens in the story. Great. Here is the plot. A reindeer named Rudolph was different than everyone else. He had a red nose. The other reindeer make fun of him and don't treat him well. They exclude him. That means they didn't let him participate in different things with them. They did not accept him. This is the problem of the story. The problem is something that does not go well for the characters, or something that needs to be fixed, or something that needs to change in the story. The problem is the part of the plot that shares something bad that needs to be fixed. Now, okay, wrong background. No, this is different holiday. I need a Christmas elf on this. This is the wrong background here. We're in the middle, literally in the middle of telling the story of Rudolph. Okay, let's change it. Okay, thank you. Merry Christmas. Okay, one Christmas Eve, the weather was terrible. I asked Rudolph to lead my sleigh. You know, his nose and everything seemed to make sense. You know, I thought that'd be a great idea. He's got that bright, shiny, red nose. Hey, help us out. He did a great job and showed us that you should never mistreat anyone because they are different. In fact, all those other reindeer, the secondary characters, they were like, whoa, we were totally wrong about you, Rudolph. Okay, they realized that they didn't do a very good job. They weren't very nice to him. This is the solution of the story. The solution is when the problem is solved, and as the old song says, Rudolph will go down in history. Well, kiddos, that's the story. I got to be part of the solution and part of helping Rudolph conquer his problem. You see, Rudolph was always special. It's just the people around him, well, the reindeer around him, didn't understand that, and he showed them that you should not treat anyone differently. Listen, it's the story of Rudolph. I hope you also had fun learning the 5 elements of a story: the setting, the characters, the plot, the problem, and the solution. Uh-oh. Albert's operating heavy machinery on a racetrack again with other people's presents, okay? But I know he's special, and there could be, maybe he's supposed to be a race car driver. I mean, you know, the story of Rudolph teaches us all kinds of things. Listen, Sandy's gotta go. I've got to go. I've got to go, okay? I had a great time with you kids. Thanks for coming to the North Pole. Well, that was Holly Angele. Be sure and click that button in the middle of the screen if you are not one of our subscribers so you don't miss any of our videos. And we've got a Christmas facts video you will want to check out. In fact, it has a fact about Rudolph we didn't talk about in this video, and you'll be like, what? You're going to need to check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.